Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate, or I go by AlwaysMoreSims here on YouTube. And today we have returned to the Sims 3 Feig challenge. Okay, I am gonna pause this. I was hoping if I was far enough away it wouldn't distract me, but I'm very distracted by her playing. So yes, we are back with the Sims 3 Feig challenge. Now, if you don't know what Feig stands for, it stands for every generation there is a genre. So every generation of this challenge has been based off a different genre of book. I would consider myself an avid reader. I don't read as much as I wish I could, but I do still read. And so, like, this challenge, when I found it, I was like, oh yeah, right up my alley. I put it in a poll. It was selected out of a poll a couple years ago, and I'm so glad that it was. I've had a blast with this challenge, and we've made it all the way to Generation 7, which is just crazy. So, yeah, Generation 7 is based off of music books. Of all things. I don't know necessarily that I would consider music books a genre of book, but then at the same time, like, I don't have like a good argument to say why I think that or feel that way. I just don't see music books as a genre of book, but it is what Generation 7 is. So we are looking at our heir. This is Eliza, is her name. Now, Eliza is named after the character from This Woven Kingdom by Tara Mafi. Now, I read This Woven Kingdom, it'd be 2 years ago now, which does not sound or feel right, but it was. And it was probably one of my favorite books of 2023. And I was so excited for the next one. I don't even remember what it's called. It's on my it's on the bookcase behind me, but the spine is kind of shiny and I can't tell what it says. These Woven Threads? Is that what the next one is? I don't know. I read it, I hated it, I've like wiped it from my memory. I loved This Woven Kingdom, like could not put it down. I specifically remember that I had been nannying at the time, and I had taken the book with me, and it had been a date night for the parents. So, and like they're notorious for their date nights going like super late into the night. And so they were having the main floor of their house renovated, like redone. And so while like the kids had were allowed to watch a movie before bed. So they'd been watching the movie in the living room, and I'd been sitting at the kitchen counter reading This Woven Kingdom, couldn't put it down. Then it was bedtime, the kids went to bed, I got them around, changed into PJs, brushed their teeth, tucked in, and I'd gone upstairs and I had crashed on the couch in the master bedroom, which is like just down the hall, so I could hear the kids if they needed me. And I laid in there and like finished the entire book. And this is a pretty decent sized book. So like I remember that vividly for whatever reason. It's really stuck with me. Anyways, Eliza is from that series. And I personally felt like the books were the first book was headed one direction, and like I felt like it was on a really good path, and I was really curious to see what was done with it next. And then the second book just completely turned into something else entirely, and I did not like the new direction that it took. And I just felt like it lost everything that I loved about the first book. So it also has a love triangle. I despise love triangles, like cannot stand them. And I did not like the new character that was introduced, okay? Like, I preferred Cameron from the first book. Like, it was a whole thing, okay? Whole thing. I don't even remember what the guy I don't like, I don't even remember what his name was. But anyways, it's off topic. So, I still loved Eliza. And so that's who my sim is named after. The little backstory for this generation is I have all the adventure I need in music. Yeah, sure, the adventures were cool, which is kind of stupid to say because my Sim's kids never went on adventures. Only her parents did. And that was before any of the kids were born, because it actually got really complicated when the kids were born, and it was too much of a hassle to send the parents on, like, travel destinations when they had 4 kids. So I just stopped traveling. Yeah, sure, the adventures were cool, but the music your parents brought back from the countries they visited were the best. Now it's time to make your own music. So we have to master any instrument. I have made it my personal goal to master every instrument. We have pretty much every instrument. I think the only one I'm missing is the store content fiddle or violin. I don't even know that I want to buy it right now, but I remember having a hard time finding it when I was building this house. Like, I don't even know that it's installed, and it should be. It should be, but I'm not seeing it. Anyways, so we have the bass, we have a piano, like a keyboard, we have drums. She's out here practicing the guitar. She has to marry either a vampire or a band member. I'm not a big fan of playing with occults. It is not my favorite thing. I don't like to do it. That's not my interest in the slightest. So what I'm hoping to do is marry a band member, but that means I have to make a band, and I don't know how to do that. We have to join the music career, and it says to have 1 kid. So this might be a really short generation, just so you know. We're too busy with our music career for any more kids. So we'll have 1 kid. And then I think I'm just going to kind of let my relationship with my partner just kind of like deteriorate and fall apart. Like, I'm not, like, I kind of just had this storyline going with my In Bloom challenge that, like, my Sim's whole focus was having a child and then her career. And so her partner kind of got pushed to the wayside, and her partner did a whole lot of things for her, and they just ended up going their separate ways. That's not, I don't know, I feel like Eliza's focus is not having a family. It's her music career is like her big thing, is her music career. Like, at the pregnancy, I'm gonna have it be like a risky woohoo thing. Like, she's never gonna try for a baby. It's just gonna be when she gets pregnant, and kind of like an accidental woo-woo, like oopsie, even though every time I woohoo, it'll be with the intention and hope that she gets pregnant. Story-wise, it'll be more of like a whoopsie, and then like the spouse will probably, like, their life will be more dedicated to the child, where Eliza is more dedicated to her music. And I don't know, we'll just kind of see where it goes. She has, as you can see, we have her panel open here. She's brave, she's a loner, disciplined, a virtuoso, and a bookworm. All of my heirs have the bookworm trait, since the challenge is based off of book genres. She loves the color lilac. As you can see, she likes spaghetti, R&B music. She's a Cancer. My aging is broken in this save, so I will have to manually age up Sims. I normally, when we start having, like, more kids, or our siblings did not come with us, so, like, I don't have to worry about making sure they're aged up and their kids are aged up and all of that. But normally I have, like, a running note in my notebook with all the rules to say who needs to be aged up on what day, because the aging is broken. Otherwise, I age them up every Sunday, or I try to, and I just add on 7 days. And then if, like, their birthday's coming up, I try to remember what day they need to be aged up on. Like, it's really annoying. It's been broken for a while, so I'm kind of used to it at this point. but it's really annoying. So, Eliza is in the music career already. She went and joined yesterday. She works later today. She does know... Ooh, he's already a band member! Okay, so I made these 3 Sims. These 3 Sims are all in the running for potential future partner, okay? So we have Wyatt Rucker, Seth Wiles, and Callahan Morsey, okay? My Sims all, like, their partners always take the generation, like, the legacy last name, which is TBR. Like, that's how it's pronounced. Like, for your to be read, like, mine is never ending. My TBR list is huge. That is what their last name is from. It's my to be read TBR. I thought it was really clever when I came up with it. If you want a bit of a refresher on the previous generation, so Eliza's father is Finn. Finn was the adventure generation, so at the beginning he did a lot of traveling. Finn came from a big family. He's the youngest of 5. He married this lovely lady here named Zara, and together they had 4 children. So they had all of their children. The last generation broke the mold a little bit. I normally name the children in, like, of the generation after my favorite characters from the books that, like, the generation is kind of inspired by. So Finn is named after... Growing up, I loved the series The Kingdom Keepers by Ridley Pearson, and I highly recommend it. It is a series for preteens, okay, so, like, do keep that in mind. But honestly, like, I reread the book, like, the first book or 2 at least once a year. Like, they're a lot of fun, okay? And I've talked about them in depth previously. Basically, you follow a group of 5 preteens. They were selected to be these holographic tour guides, kind of, in Disney World. Well, then there's this side effect that actually they wake up at night in the Disney parks as their holographic selves. Come to find out the parks are alive, all of the characters on the rides are alive, you know, and the villains are trying to take over. They're tired of everything being on the good guy's side and the parks being all happy and cheerful, and they want, you know, doom and destruction like typical villains do. I love the series, okay? I'm not even a huge Disney person. I'd rather go to Universal than Disney World, to be honest with you. But it is really cool because it gives you, like, a lot of insight into, like, the background of some of the rides. Now, the original books are outdated because they have, like, Test Track is in the 2nd book, or is it the 3rd book? I think it's the 3rd one. They have Splash Mountain in the 1st one, but they actually, Ridley Pearson, for, like, the 10th anniversary of the books, went through and, like, updated some of the rides, I guess. I haven't read the updated versions. Anyways, that is where Finn comes from. Very long-winded. Now, Finn's dad is named Wade after Ready Player One. I like the 1st book. Once again, hate the 2nd book. But Wade and all of Finn's siblings are all named after Ready Player One characters. So we have, again, Wade for the main character. We have Helen, which is H, Toshiro, Samantha, Joe. If you're familiar with Ready Player One, you'll know who those characters are, okay? They're named after book characters. However, for the last generation, my kids had to be named after locations, like travel destinations. And so I put a bunch of names of, like, cities that I liked into a randomizer, and we've randomized the names for each generation. Eliza was the only one that I picked because my heirs are always named after a book. So we have Salem. And then my kids would marry the if I hadn't had to have named them after like destinations, they married the characters that I would have like named the kids instead. So like if I hadn't had to name Salem, like she would have been like one of the like Caspian married Jezebel. Okay, like Salem's name would have been Jezebel or something. Like it would have been. This is so confusing. I'm so sorry. I'm doing an awful job explaining this. The spouses and the children are the Kingdom Keepers' names that I would have used if I hadn't had to have named the kids after destinations. So, Salem married someone named Philby. If you're familiar with Kingdom Keepers, you know who that is. They had 3 kids together, Maybeck, Willa, Charlene. Again, if you're familiar with the series, you'll know who they are. Caspian married Jezebel. Again, 3 kids, Amanda, Dill, Wanda. Raleigh was our 3rd child, married Wayne. Had Walt and Terry. Brings us to Eliza. That was so much unneeded information, I feel like. Anyways, I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty laggy. We're kind of, it's been kind of a struggle these last couple days. I built our house. If you're looking for it on my channel, I did a speed build of it. It's called Primary Dwelling because my sim mainly lives here and it's decorated using mainly primary colors. Our parents live here in town. They're over here. I was going to build them a house. I promise. I had every intention of actually building them a house instead of moving them into one of the pre-made houses. But then I started making their house and I hated it and I decided I didn't want to anymore, so I didn't. We are living in Starlight Shores and yeah, those 3 guys are kind of spread out around town. So here's Callahan. He lives there. Oh, Seth Wiles? Yes. Seth lives here. I feel like Seth looks a lot younger than the other 2. It's probably because he doesn't have any facial hair. He looks like a teenager compared to him. And then this is Wyatt's house. I have no idea what they do. I try to have Eliza call all 3 of them once a day. And then, like, I can't talk. Call me back in, like, 8 hours is what they, like, all tell her. So I don't know. Right now, Callahan has the advantage because he's a band member. But I think you can make your own band. How to form a band. I have no idea. I feel like that guitar is really loud. How to make it with a band. This is not helping me. So as soon as a sim does have a skill point in an instrument, then they have an option to ask to form band in the friendly tab. If a sim accepts, you then give the band a name. A band can have up to 4 sims, so to bring in an additional band member, any existing member clicks on another sim, and you'll see the new band social. I might need to get her a different guitar. This one is so loud. I don't love it. I always feel like, but I think these are the ones that has the plug-in, the amp. Why did I get like almost the most expensive guitar for her too? Like, she does have a guitar up on her wall. I've already bought it and it's just gonna have lost value. It's just so loud. I kind of want to make a band with all 4 of them. I feel like that could be so messy. Yeah, I don't know him well enough anyways. That wasn't a great response though, Wyatt. I didn't love that response. Her skill is highest in piano. Not by much, but we had a grand piano in our last house. And so I tried to have her play on that as much as she could. Oh, she has work soon. I want to have her get through her daily phone calls. Oh, there's the car. I know. Heaven forbid I have her recycle. Oh, Zara's throwing a party. Why are you throwing a party? I really want to know who's calling me. but I am late for work. So yeah, I don't really know how fast I want to move, like at what pace I want to move. I kind of want to let the game be. I might let the game just kind of play out for a week. I want to see if like any of the guys start reaching out to her. Because in the past, that has actually been, like, that's how Finn, well, is that how Finn ended up with Zara? Or might have been that the other, because there were 3 options with Finn as well. I had Zara. Oh, what were the other 2? I completely forget now. I want to say one was like Karina or something, and like Naomi maybe. I'll go to the party afterwards. Why not? I don't remember their names. But they were constantly getting into other relationships, which was annoying. But then I feel like Zara was too. But what I'll often do is like whoever like makes the most effort to reach back out to Elite, like to my sim. So like whoever would, you know, like be trying to call her. Oh look, this is Wyatt. Oh, and she's attracted to him too. This is Wyatt. So, yeah, I just kind of let it be whoever makes the most effort. But again, Callahan does have... Did I say Wyatt? That was Wyatt. Oh, snap. Oh no, that was Wyatt. They're all in the music career. Okay, that will not be staying that way. I'm just saying I'm not going to have 2 Sims in the same career. I want to say Seth had the best traits when I was making that. I randomized traits, okay? I randomized them. I didn't just go through and like hand pick them. I don't know what this party is for. But I do think Seth had the best traits out of the 3. Can you go talk with your mom, please? Maybe your dad? Maybe he's about work. I don't know. Okay, she's not wanting to talk to anybody. Girl, I know you're a loner and stuff. Like, I know you don't like people. But can you, like, please go socialize? Why don't you go ahead and compliment the party? Ooh, why is someone throwing up in there? Talk about books. Who's got new car? I don't think it's a new car. Why don't you ask them both about their day, and then maybe I'll head home. Oh, she's trying to scare somebody. Not Zara. I cannot ask about day. Are you enthused about the new house? Are we not close? No, we're really close with Zara. Why is it not letting me hug my own parents? Also, am I hearing something broken? Oh yeah, their sink's broken. That's annoying. Okay, bye. Oh, don't... Does one of them live? No. So wait, do one of the guys live across the street? I just happened to see the sloppy jalopy, and that's what... I forget which one. Wyatt had driven. I don't know, that's not a word. Driven away in before. We're also way up here. Across the street from this like McMansion, and hoo the lag though. The lag is it's really struggling with this town. Look at that house. It's all one lot. Oh, no, it's not. These are two lots. Never mind. I actually kind of like how this one, like, juts. I think they're supposed to be, like, you know, main house, like, in-law suite, pool house, something. With how the, like, stone connects. But I do kind of like how this comes out, like, the driveway here. I think that's kind of fun. Oh, goodness. I also like to have my sim... What is gross in here? Oh, this plate. I like to have my sim send other sims love letters and see who responds best to them. But I don't know that she's necessarily close enough with any of the guys to do that yet. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this part up here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I do have my gaming channel and my Twitter both linked down in the description below, so if you'd like to check either of those things out, I would greatly appreciate it. And yeah, thank you guys, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.